Okay. Well, firstly, thanks for coming. Rhubaba very kindly invited. My name's Robinson-Davies, and I'm one of the members of Internet. And Rhubaba very kindly invited us to come here and speak about our work, which we've kind of deferred that process and instead invited a special guest whose work that we've followed for a long time, and who we're very excited to have here today talk about his work. So I'd like to ask you if you could join me in giving a very warm round of applause welcoming the Pink Panther. Mr. Pink.
You can call me Bob.
Bob, right.
Or Pink Panther's fine as well.
But you are the Pink Panther.
Well, Pink Panther's the name of the character I play in the show.
Right,
so,
right.
Yeah. But my name's Bob.
Right.
But whatever's easiest for me.
Okay, well maybe I'll call you Pink Panther if that's okay.
That's fine, yeah.
Okay, great. How come you're wearing the costume? I thought maybe you would not come.
Well, it's a bit silly, really. But, you know, human beings aren't used to seeing cartoons in real life, so it often has some kind of adverse effect on them. So I didn't want to cause any disarray or anything to them. Just for safety's sake, really.
Okay, great. All right. Well, thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
It's really exciting to have you here. Obviously, one of today's themes of the symposium is fictions and imaginary worlds and how fictions might affect our everyday lives. So what we were really excited to bring you here was to talk about how the character, the Pink Panther, might have affected your life and your relationship to the character, the Pink Panther. So it's great to have you here to talk about that. We also thought that rather than me talking away for the whole time, we've actually asked people to send in questions, fans of yours, interested public, things that people wanted, questions that people had to ask you. So I hope that's okay.
That sounds great.
So we've actually asked them to send video questions. So maybe we can just go straight into the first question.
Yeah.
The first question is from Peter Walsh.
Hello, Pink Panther. I always enjoyed your cartoons when I was younger, and the question that I've often thought about is, I have a very good memory of this boy in the opening credits who sort of got into this car at the beginning, and I think he put a crash helmet on, and then the car had a kind of bubble, like a very distinctive bubble on top of it, like a protective thing, like it was a racing car for salt flats or something like that. And you never really saw the boy again, and I always wondered who he was, and I was always intrigued about what his significance was there. And at the same time, I really looked up to that boy, and I thought his life must be amazing. So my question to you is, could you throw any light on how that boy got to be there, and do you know anything about him at all? Thank you very much.
So I remember that introduction well. I imagine that maybe some people here don't know it so well. So maybe before we start talking about it, we could play the introduction.
Okay.
Think of all the animals you've ever heard about, like rhinoceroses and tigers, cats and mink. There are funny animals in all this world. But have you ever seen a panther that is pink? Think! A panther that is positively pink. Well, here he is, the Pink Panther. The Pink Panther. Everybody loves a panther that's pink. He really is a groovy cat, and he's a gentleman, a scholar, he's a acrobat. He's in the Pink Panther, the rink-eating panther. And it's as plain as your nose that he's the one and only truly original panther, pink from head to toes. Yeah, he's the one and only truly original panther, Pink Panther from head to toes.
Great.
Yeah.
What a great intro.
Corny music. Eh?
Corny, yeah.
Oh, so well, I never understood that really. When you've got this this great theme tune, this Henry Mancini
Of course.
piece of music, and then it's really the producers that wanted this. They wanted it to be more fun for kids, blah blah blah.
So they had
Panther,
they
blah,
had
blah.
quite a lot of creative control over those things.
Yeah. I mean, in the early days of the show, we needed the money really, so we had quite unscrupulous producers. And
the boy who's
the boy, yeah. I mean, this is one of the producer's sons.
Oh, I see.
There's a bit of nepotism going on in the intro. Yeah, he really wanted his son to be involved somehow. So had this idea like, yeah, we're going to get you and Clouseau in the back of the car. My son's going to drive it. The son is like 11 or 12 years old. He obviously hasn't done hasn't got a driving license. And he's not going slow there either.
Yeah. It's quite scary.
It was terrifying, to be honest. And me and Clouseau looked quite calm and collected. I mean, we're actors, that's our job, but
Yeah.
I was fearing for my life, really.
Wow.
But, yeah, so that's the story behind
Changes it
that
completely. Okay, great. Let's go to the second question from James Paul.
Okay.
I just really wanted to ask the Pink Panther a question about the shows. I've noticed that some of the shows have laugh tracks added, so where they dub laughter over the top of the shows, and some of them don't, and apparently that's some historical reason behind that. I'm just wondering if the Pink Panther prefers the shows with the laughter added or without.
Yeah, interesting.
I've noticed that. Do you know the reason for some of them having?
Yeah. What it is well, this is a time when home televisions are becoming more of a regular thing in suburban homes, especially. But before that time, the way you'd encounter cartoons would be in the cinema. So you had this collective experience of hearing everyone laughing along with you as you watch the cartoon before the main feature starts. And obviously, going to TV where you haven't got that audience situation, that dubbed laughter was a way of trying to replicate that experience. And it was really an interesting time to experiment with the form of television, really. And yeah, so they were trying it with and without to see what people like best, I suppose.
And which do you like best?
I think I like it with best, with laughter.
Sorry, I realised I didn't offer you any water. Would you like some water?
Oh, fine.
Okay, let's go to the next question then. Dennis Shuck.
Dear Mr. Panther, in the media there's recently been a lot of speculation about your sexuality, which is certainly not unrelated to your fashion style. Would you like to briefly comment on this?
I always get this question from cats, always.
Well, I'm sure there's probably some people here who might be interested. I mean, only if you're comfortable talking about it.
Well, it's not that I'm uncomfortable talking about my sexuality, but it's just something that it's not quite the same for animals as it is for humans, and I don't really know how I'd explain that to you. It's just there's not really a parallel between panther sexuality.
But why do you ask? Why do you say that you always get that question from cats? Because surely they would be the same with an animal.
I'm a big cat. This is domestic cat. The reason I say that is because domestic cats they've been around humans a long time, and there's a very tactile relationship between humans and domestic cats. They're being stroked all the time. They're sitting on humans' laps. It's not exactly eroticism, but it's a sensuality. It's a sensuality that cats are picking up from humans. and vice versa as well. And this has been exaggerated definitely in the last 10 years with the advent of the internet. How many videos on YouTube are cat related? I'd like to see a pie chart of that. But yeah, it's definitely becoming.
They're kind of simulating human brains.
Yeah, I think so.
It's fascinating. Thanks. Okay. Let's go to the next question from Netta Bacon.
Okay, vamos. So Julie, what do you want to ask Mr. Pink Panther?
I always wondered if Pink Panther, if you were already pink when you were born. Were you born pink?
Having a good time. Sorry, I got that mixed up. That wasn't Netta, that was Julia Keesig who was asking that question.
So was I born pink? Yes.
I mean, obviously. To pink parents, presumably.
Actually, no, not to pink parents.
Right.
My mother was a red panther.
Oh, right. So your father was white panther.
No, he was actually, my dad was a yellow panther.
Oh, that would have made you orange.
Well, my dad's best friend was a white panther. Draw your conclusions.
We can move on from that one. Let's go to the next question, this time from Netta Bacon.
Okay.
Hello, Pink Panther. I would like to ask you if you like being pink.
Do you like being pink? I guess it made your career.
Yeah, sure. I like being pink. It's all I've ever known, really. But yeah, I mean, it has helped my career. I doubt I would have been the main character in a children's TV program if I was a Black Panther, for example.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Great. Okay. Next question. Mike Mikowski.
Hi, Pink Panther. My name is Mike. I've been asked to ask you a question. I'm thinking back to when I was a kid, and I used to see you, the Pink Panther character, as a figurine in stores, and I thought it was really cool. These little kind of plastic figurines with the little pieces of wire in the legs and arms so you can bend it into different positions. And I thought you were a real kind of cool sort of character. And I also remember, I never really watched the TV show, the detective show, but I remember, maybe I was too young to really get into it. I'm not sure if I've ever really watched an episode of the Pink Panther, but if I watched it now, I'd probably like it. Anyway, I remember when I was a kid, I remember the introduction. I actually, a couple of times, I would see the introduction on television, and the introduction was actually a cartoon with you as the Pink Panther character, as the main feature of this cartoon. So I would sit at the TV, in front of the TV, watching this introduction, this cartoon, thinking it'd be some cool cartoon with this Pink Panther character, only to find out that then it'd be some real life old people detective and show, and then I'd never be bothered to continue watching it. So I don't know, it was kind of like this sort of, I always felt a bit ripped off. Like I wanted to see a show with you as the character, some cartoon thing, but it always turned out to be something else. So it was kind of like you were used as just this marketing scam just to get young people to watch the show. I don't know. But then I've recently read on Wikipedia that, because my question to you was going to be, what do you represent, or like, how do you feel being presented as something, but then it's about a show that's not really about you? So my question was going to be, well, what do you actually represent? But then I read on Wikipedia that the name Pink Panther was actually the name of this pink diamond that was in the first episode of this detective show. So I guess they turned the name the literal name, the Pink Panther, into a Pink Panther cartoon character, and you became it. I wonder if you felt a bit used somehow, that you were just this, I don't know, I wonder if you felt like you were some sort of used as a scam just to get people to like the show more. But then you had your own identity, you had your figurines, and then you, in the end, I think you got your own show. It's this cartoon, like the Pink Panther cartoon show. But then, by the time that came out, I never really watched it. Maybe then I was too old for that. I don't know. My question, my question is, would you please be able to sing your favourite song? In your natural singing voice, whatever song you like. I think that would be very nice. Okay, bye.
Got a lot of thoughts, Mike.
Long question.
So he was referring to the Peter Sellers films where you were in the intro.
Absolutely, yeah. The original films, I was happy to get that gig. It was
You didn't feel used?
No. I went for the audition knowing what the part would be. I knew it would be a small cameo at the beginning, and I had no idea that it would be later turned into a show where I was the star of it. I was quite happy to, as a jobbing actor, just get the part and take the money. It's fine. Yeah.
And your favourite song? I don't know if you would be comfortable.
Well, I don't know if I really believe in favourites necessarily, but one song that I was recently thinking about and it's got a lot of memories associated. But I'm walking in the rain, tears are falling and I feel the pain, wishing you were here with me to end this misery, and I wonder, why she went away, and I wonder where she will stay, my little runaway, run away. Del Shannon, run away. Yeah.
That was beautiful, thanks. And why, could you say why it's one of your favourite songs, or why is it on your mind?
Just, it holds a lot of memories of the past, quite personally.
Okay, next question from Knitted Cat.
Dear Pink Panther, can I first just say I'm a huge fan of yours. You're a real inspiration to cats of all sizes, and you're so much smarter than that clueless inspector. I wear this pink collar in your honour. My question to you is this: when will humans recognise feline superiority and worship us as gods again like they did in ancient Egypt? Your comrade in the revolution, Knitted Cat.
Knitted Cat.
Yeah. Well, this is something. It's a world I used to inhabit a lot more. I used to be part of the FDL. Do you know the Feline Defence League?
Feline Defence League.
Yeah. It's basically a group that I was never really as hardline as Knitted Cat there. I really just wanted equality. I didn't want to be worshipped, or I didn't feel like we were superiors. But I'm aware there is a faction of that group.
And are you still quite active in
No, I mean, I was active when I was younger, when I was a student, etc. And as I got older, I began to see more kind of grey areas, and I wasn't so committed to the cause, often because of these kind of extremist elements as well. And really getting the job as the Pink Panther was, I needed security. I just got married, and
I can imagine maybe when you became more well known, the FDL would have been happy to have had you as one of their figureheads, spokespeople.
Yeah, that's true. And with that comes a lot of weight as well. You've got people with their own very heavy ideas that they're trying to kind of drip into your subconscious, and and I really felt quite manipulated at that time by certain people within that group, and so yeah, I distanced myself from it. I mean, it's still can be a worthy cause, but yeah, one that I'm not so involved with anymore. But
okay, great, thanks. Next question from Reg Nelson.
So, how did you feel about taking on this role, and did you make any special preparations for the performance?
How did you feel?
Excited.
Yeah,
yeah
sure.
Yeah.
And any special preparations?
I had to lose some weight.
And maybe you could tell us a bit about how much of the Pink Panther character came from your own creative development, or how much was it directed, like more in director control? I was thinking when you walked in there, the walk is so distinctive, and I wondered whether that was something you yourself brought to the character, or whether that was something you were asked to do.
Yeah. I mean, the walk came about with. I was in rehearsal one day, and the music was playing in the background, and I was just mucking about. Really, I did that walk, and the director at the time just saw it and exclaimed, do that all the time from now on, every time. And so that's how it came about. So it was my own invention, but these things are always a collaborative effort, aren't they?
Sure.
Yeah. And well, I developed the character in lots of different ways. I've been with the character a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Stunts, I always did my own stunts.
Right.
That's something that, and also definitely with the physical comedy. I mean, the Pink Panther is essentially a mime, really.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot is in the physical manifestation of the situations he's in. And so, for example, if I had to carry a heavy box, I'd want that box to really be heavy. I wouldn't want to pretend heavy. I wanted that weight to be perceived by the viewer, by the audience. So
it must have been dangerous sometimes if you were doing your own stunts, because there's some quite dramatic parts in some of the episodes.
Yeah. I mean, I had a few close scrapes, and
I think we've actually got a clip of an episode where you had a bit of an accident.
Oh right.
Maybe
yeah.
you could talk us through it. I don't know if you remember it. We've got that. So it's the one on the construction site.
I remember this. Yeah, this was
It's quite a dangerous environment anyway.
Well, it was a real construction site as well. I don't know if that was real cement, but definitely there's a lot of choreography going on here.
Yeah.
We've practiced this and practiced. This is good. Obviously, it goes
perfect time.
Really seamless. And this was, I remember what happens next. It's a really nice scene actually. But this took a little while to get right. So you put it down the plank and it follows.
Yeah.
So that's really hard to balance those planks. And the first few times the planks fell, and then I fell.
Right.
I fell about 12 to 15 feet.
Can you see how high it is here? Look.
Yeah.
It's a long way.
And I fell onto crash mats, so I was okay.
So you were okay?
Yeah, but it was a bit dangerous. And, looking back on it, it's.
What about that guy?
That guy, I don't know.
All right, next question. Let's go to Marti Grassa Torres. A question for you.
Hi, Pink Panther. Hi, Pink Panther. My name is Mati. I'm from Cuba. I want to know, how do you do to be so natural? Because I am very shy, and I want to know that I don't want to be like a Tyrannosaurus Rex, like that. I want to know how to be more natural. Yeah, that's all.
Naturalness.
Natural. Well, she looks very natural to me, though. Natural beauty. But,
yeah, it's just.
Yeah.
So shyness and.
Doesn't want to be like a Tyrannosaurus Rex. So, yeah. Well, I think the problem is that a lot of people who are shy or don't have very much confidence often compensate for that by doing the opposite, by trying to seem as confident and exude this sense of this expressionism, like this being the life and soul of the party, and all in all, it's just a disaster because people often mistake that for arrogance, and that makes the person feel more that they want to fit in, and that it exacerbates the problem. And really, the thing is, there's nothing really wrong with shyness at all. Something that's become, it's quite a modern phenomenon. I think that shyness or introvertedness is not, it's difficult for those people to get by in society. And so I'd say my advice really to her is to be shy. Just fight for shyness, and you've got to be who you are, and so don't try, don't be a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Be shy. It's fine. And if people have a problem with that, that's fine as well. So.
Okay, great. Thanks. Okay, so next question. We've got a double question, 2 people in one video from Madge and Max.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Pink Panther.
Hello!
Got some questions.
2 questions.
You want to start?
First of all, it's a pleasure to meet you. I've been looking forward to this my whole life. Bo, my panther, says hi. I want to know if you've got a secret special dance to your theme tune.
I want to know, do you have a conscience? That is all. Bye!
2 questions there. The first one, do you have a special dance, a secret dance?
No, just the one you see on screen,
No, you don't listen to music at home and have a little dance.
No. I mean, it's my work. I wouldn't go home.
Because I do sometimes. I listen to music.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you have a dance?
Yeah, I do actually.
Do you?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I only do that in private.
Go on. Can you show us?
Oh, I mean, I wouldn't do it in front of other people.
Why not? Really? I think you'd like to see Sian's dance.
Yeah.
Come on.
Okay, well, I guess we've got the theme music.
Yeah, great.
Okay,
it's really interesting for me to see how other people react and have the show in their life.
Okay, all right. Then, do you mind playing music again? Okay, let's go to the next question. Christina Chung's got a question about dreams.
Oh, dreams?
Hello, Pink Panther. My name's Christine Chung. I have a few questions for you as the actor about the character as well as yourself. There's a writer, Helena Sixou, and Helena Sixou, I hope I pronounced that right. Basically, she writes about dreams a lot and how important that is for the creative process for many writers and artists. And also how basically it can change very many different identities during your dreams. So basically, I'm just wondering for you, as the actor, do you think the Pink Panther has dreams? Is his life actually, in fact, a dream? And if so, then what is his real life like? And also, you as an actor, I'm just wondering, what do you dream about? And what do you think about the significance of dreams yourself? Thanks.
Interesting question.
Interesting, yeah.
The Pink Panther as a dream. What do you think about that?
Well, I'd like to think of the show as a dream that dreams itself, really. But I like the idea that the show could be the dream of an unseen dreamer, you know, that often in dreams there's this chaotic element, isn't there, that the dreamer is trying to overcome. And a lot of the times in the Pink Panther, the Pink Panther is an agent of chaos, that the chaos is in his way. So in that case, perhaps the show is a human dreamer with the Pink Panther representing animalistic urges. But sometimes then again, the Pink Panther is having things enacted on him, and he's the one in disarray. So in that case, perhaps then the Pink Panther is the dreamer, and the show is his dream trying to work through his everyday anxieties.
Right, yeah.
Yes, it's definitely
It's definitely got a dream-like quality about it, the show.
Maybe the silence and the colours, yeah.
And you yourself, do you remember your dreams?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I dream the same as everyone else. There's an interesting anecdote I can give you actually, where I had some interesting dreams. I was friends with someone who was going through a rough time. He was an insomniac, and we were getting quite close. I was trying to help him through a lot of problems, and I found myself in my dreams being him, and having these strange situations which I didn't really know how to explain. So I talked to him about it. Obviously, you know, I dreamed I was you last night, and X, Y, Z happened to me, and he'd say, "Those are people in my everyday life. These are things that I'm worried about that happened to me." And so really I was his surrogate dreamer.
Wow, so you were doing this subconscious work for him.
I was, yeah. And, you know, we eventually, you know, grew apart a little bit, and then those dreams stopped. But it is interesting, the whole idea of dreams and this agent of chaotic. Actually, that's something we never answered about whether I had a conscience.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I was a bit caught up with the dancing. I must have missed that question.
Yeah, well, that's an interesting question. Going back to that one, whether the Pink Panther has a conscience.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of think that he doesn't. He doesn't show evidence of having a conscience.
He never looks worried about his actions.
No, and he's quite happy to wreak havoc. He doesn't. Yeah, his actions don't. The consequences of his actions don't matter to him. Mm-hmm. He's a free animal in the very purest form. So.
But we always feel like we're on his side, even when he's causing trouble, I guess.
Yeah, we do, and I think that's something that's kind of endemic in popular culture anyway. Where the main character, we're always on their side, and whether that says something about human empathy, that human beings are always wanting to understand something, so they're always on the main character's side, or maybe it says that human beings are easily led. I don't know.
Yeah, interesting question.
Yeah.
Okay. We have another question from Orion Maxted.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you've had a very successful career as the Pink Panther. But do you ever feel like you've been typecast at all? Do you get recognised in the street? And is it difficult to find new roles nowadays? What's it like going to auditions?
Do you go to auditions?
No, I don't go. I don't go to auditions. It's there's no point in me going to auditions. Everyone knows me as the Pink Panther.
Yeah.
I've cornered that market, and it's not something that I have a problem with. It's the role of my life. You know.
Yeah.
I've been doing it for 40, 50 years now.
So you don't fight against it?
No, I don't fight that at all.
Yeah.
I'm very happy with the way my career has gone. I've had a very, very privileged trajectory.
And people must recognise you in the street, I guess.
Yeah, sure. But my fans are always really, really friendly and nice. They really like the character. Mm-hmm. So it's a very likeable character. So they come up to me on the street and are always really nice to me, and it's something that I'm really grateful for. Other Pink Panthers, by the way, don't always have that reaction.
How do you mean?
Well, I mean, like other Pink Panthers that are walking around. And the thing is, to human beings, we all Pink Panthers look the same. You know, for us, obviously.
So other Pink Panthers get mistaken for you?
Yeah. And some of them really like that, and they're quite happy to sign autographs and post photographs of children or whatever it might be. But I talked to one Pink Panther recently who had this his whole life, and he was really not happy about it. He really made him quite angry, and understandably so. He's a very private person. Yeah.
Because I remember when I was young once, my mum took me to Nottingham, into the city centre. I'm from Nottingham, to see the Christmas lights being turned on, and you were turning on the Christmas lights. But I'm thinking now maybe that wasn't you.
In Nottingham.
Yeah.
I've never been to Nottingham.
So that probably would have just been another Pink Panther.
Yeah. Well, it could have been another Pink Panther, or this is a bit weird, but human beings sometimes dress up in this costume as well.
So it could have just been a human being.
Yeah, it could have been a human being pretending to be me, and it's a bit creepy, and it's annoying because I could have got a little bit of money out of that.
Yeah, no, me as well.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Maybe I can ask you a question.
Yeah.
What's your favourite colour? Don't tell me it's pink. Yeah, sorry, it's just like a stupid thing to say.
It's okay.
I guess I was just thinking, like whether you ever find that, whether you feel like you ever live in the shadow of the Pink Panther, because the Pink Panther's a fictional character and such an exciting, fun, lovable character, and I wondered whether you ever feel a kind of lack of that, or like if you don't meet people's expectations, or whether that's
Sure.
I mean, I'm obviously not saying that you're not exciting.
No, it's okay.
But the Pink Panther's really.
Yeah, he's great. Obviously, it is hard to live up to those expectations of, as you say, such a fun, exciting, witty character. But I sort of feel like I never felt like I'm in the shadow of the character. I always feel like there's a symbiosis going on between myself and the Pink Panther character. Sometimes it's hard to tell when or where the Pink Panther ends and I begin, and vice versa as well, really. Obviously, as I say, it's the role of my life. I've lived with the character for 40, 50 years, and I live in him and he lives in me. There's elements that coexist, and this is something that even with close friends and family, sometimes they find it hard to see where the line is. Like, for example, when I first got married, my wife had seen me on television, only for a little while before we were married, but still she knew the character. And we'd moved into a new house, and I was doing the DIY, and she was sitting very quietly on the sofa reading a book, and I was going to and from through the room, collecting a ladder, going back, collecting paint cans, going through, get some tools. So very much like a situation that might happen on the show. And she said, and I only found out this later, but that she had a minor sort of anxiety attack, suddenly realising, oh my gosh, I've married the Pink Panther. And,
it must have been uncanny.
Yeah, it must have been. And sometimes even I get up in the morning and I'm brushing my teeth and I think, is this the way the Pink Panther does it?
Yeah.
Or is this the way I do it?
Yeah.
And so it's an interesting relationship I have with that character.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Well, can I tell you a joke?
A joke? Okay.
Yeah, I heard it quite recently and I think you'd like it.
Right.
Okay. What did the Pink Panther say when he stomped on an ant hill?
Oh, go on.
He said, da-dan, 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 da-dan. Because when he's stepping on the ants, it's like he's killing them.
Yeah.
And then it fits to your theme tune as well, so it's like, da-dan, da-dan.
Yeah, I get it, yeah.
I really like that one. What about recreating a bit of one of the episodes for us? Just a little bit of a sketch, maybe.
A sketch now?
Yeah, just like a little bit of one of the episodes, maybe.
Oh, I'm not really prepared.
Just something
I
short.
wish you told me beforehand.
Yeah, no, I just.
Okay, yeah, I guess I could do something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Ready? Right.
Yeah.
What about this?
And we'll just go see if he needs a hand. Pink Panther? Pink?
Yeah, he went that way.
That way?
Yeah.
Hey? There you are. Oh, you were going to do a sketch. If you didn't want to do it, you just have to say. I mean, I could have helped you. It's my chair. Oh, that was a bit of an anticlimax, wasn't it? Well, we can't end like that. So I had this other idea that it was at the beginning when you were talking about the problem of humans not being able to see cartoons in real life. And I was just thinking, I know that you obviously don't like it, I know it's not so good to spring things on you last minute, but it will be absolutely incredible to see you, the cartoon, here today.
No. What are you asking?
Like, if you could show us the real cartoon without the costume.
It's not a good idea, Siân.
I mean, I think everyone would like to see a cartoon in real life, right? It would be exciting. And everyone here is like very liberal, open-minded.
Yeah, I'm sure. I don't want to insult anyone here. I'm sure we're all very strong-minded and everything, but you don't understand really what it's like. I've seen quite adverse effects.
I would happily take full responsibility for anything bad that happens.
Well, that's fine for you to say, but there's a lot of people here, and you don't know how they're going to react, so you can't take responsibility.
Well, maybe you could just show me, and then I could tell everyone what it's. I could describe it to everyone in the room. We could just go up there, and you could stand just outside the room, and I could stand in the doorway and look, and then.
Yeah, but what if someone comes past in the corridor?
Well, what about one of the? You could just go behind the screen. It's perfect.
I don't think you understand what the risks are.
Just like maybe just your hand or a little, just your ear. Just.
You put me in a weird position. Are you quite?
It would just be.
Prepared?
It would be like a life dream come true if I.
This is being recorded, right? So
Yeah.
I don't want to get into any trouble. So
These people are my witness that I take full responsibility for.
okay, come on.
Okay.
Behind here.
Yeah. They won't see you behind me. Okay, I'll do my best to relate this experience. Okay, so yeah, if you just undo that bit, he's just unzipping the costume a bit. And if you just undo that bit.
Siân? Siân?
So beautiful.
Are you okay?
It's beautiful.
Hang on.
So beautiful.
Siân? Siân? Do you know where you are? Can someone help? Can one of the organisers get some water, please? Can someone get some water for Siân? We're going to go out. Okay, just come with me. Oh, thank you. Thanks very much. Siân? Oh, I knew this would happen. Such a bad idea. Okay, we're going to get you sat down. Come on. Here we go. No, this way. Right, watch this.
Should be okay. No, I don't know if it is. Do you think she'll want to come back? She'll be okay. Just give it a minute.
Maybe you should go and check. Just go.
She okay? Yeah, okay, I think we'll just move on. Probably.
Yeah.
That's a clap.
I'd like to ask the Pink Panther, why is the universe lumpy?